everybody, welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to react to Jesse Lee Peterson versus Woke X CBS executive on Trump, BLM, and the wildfires. Let's get it. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash that like button up. We come here to be entertained, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm entertaining. And no time to waste. We got to hop right into the reaction. If you hate me, remember I go live on Saturdays 4 to 5. When I go live, challenge me on everything. Break me. Let's get it. Let's go. Wait, 2 seconds. Nope. Let's get it.
So there's more white people in jails now than black people?
Yes.
There are.
Wow.
Look at all the blacks out. Look at the crime.
Okay.
Isn't that true?
Oh, Jesse, I don't know what you're saying, man.
What's wrong with the blacks? What do you think about the horrible job? And I'm calling it horrible. I don't know if you call it that.
Just keep in mind, though, y'all, that is true. No, it's not true, actually. There's not actually more whites in jail than blacks. He said the crime went up because we let more blacks. I ain't even gonna correct it. We just gonna enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. It's Jesse. It's Jesse. Come on, man. It's Jesse. You can't take Jesse all the way serious, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of funny.
As the governor of California and the mayor have done in this fire situation, and how they have screwed the city up.
Yeah, I think unfortunately there's too much of an emphasis on people who can't take care of themselves. And to devote all the resources to that, I think was unfortunate. You have people coming into our state or into our city that have not paid taxes here, never lived here, and yet this is a very lovely place to live. So they come out here and they're taken care of. And I don't think that that's really the way we should be focusing our attention.
Yeah. And I remember when Carrie Bass was running for mayor, and there was another guy running. I can't think of his name. He built
Caruso?
Yes. I'm like, y'all need to vote for him. And I'm not a Democrat, but I'm saying, y'all need to vote for him instead of Karen. Karen has no idea what she's doing. It's not going to be good. And they voted for Karen. Can you believe that?
Well, I believed it happened because I see it every day on the streets.
Were you shocked?
I was disappointed, yes.
Me too, man. What's wrong with the people?
I don't know, Jesse. I don't know. You're an observer of humans and of character. You know the community. You know the communities. People got promised things for some reason, and they didn't realize they didn't have their best interests at heart.
Promised free stuff, free houses, free this. It was just crazy, man. And now we're paying a price for it. I remember when I first moved to LA in 1968. I walked off the airplane from Alabama to plantation. I grew up on a plantation. I walked off the plane. I thought I was in paradise in '68. I never imagined that my city can become this. I didn't even think that human being would allow this to happen.
I'm wondering, though, was your city completely white at the time, or was it completely black? Jesse confuses me. He does confuse me. So if there are more whites in prison, doesn't that necessarily mean that they committed more crimes at a certain point? I'm still waiting for that point of the conversation. Doesn't that necessarily mean that they technically committed more crimes because they're more in jail than blacks? But if more blacks are in jail, the obvious argument that they would make would be that more blacks commit more crimes, right? That's what Charlie Kirk made the argument about. It's interesting.
Well, you know, the other thing is, this is unchecked growth. Everything is just spread out, and everybody can sort of do. And I think that that's kind of an unfortunate situation for me.
Yeah.
I mean, LA always had that history of sprawl. And the reason, as you know, they didn't build up because of earthquakes. They didn't have the technology. Well, New York is more finite. Other cities, there's an inner city, there's an area.
Yeah.
LA really didn't have that. So because of that urban sprawl, you have a series of communities that are strung together by freeways. And so there's this sort of disassociation with people and where we are. And unfortunately now, things have gone unchecked.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get their arms around it. someone has to get their arms around it.
The Great White Hope will do it.
In L.A.?
Yeah, he's gonna make the whole country great.
Who's the Great White Hope? Who's the Great White Hope?
Again.
Make it great again.
We'll
Trump?
see.
Are you conservative?
I am conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative.
Did you go for the Great White Hope?
I did not.
What? Why not?
Because I just didn't want to see him back in office.
And why not?
Because some of the things he said he was going to do that he did, for example, pardoning the January 6th violent people, I just didn't think that was the appropriate thing for this country.
It wasn't.
It wasn't the just thing to do. It's not that those people were summoned before a kangaroo court. All of them individually appeared in court and we're supposed to be a nation of laws and rules, and we can't just go out there and commit crimes against our fellow citizens. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want someone coming to my house and banging down my door and not have them be held accountable.
Did you feel the same way when the insurrection was committed upon the country by Black Lives Matter?
I love how he just switched it away. No, he just made a good point. If you're about to make a dumber point, like if Black Lives Matter committed a crime and you wanted them arrested and it was an insurrection, then it's wrong just as well as the insurrection that happened on January 6th. Because he's about to do something that most conservatives don't realize they do, right? Most conservatives do not realize that after we talk about January 6th and then they bring up Black Lives Matter, they mention that it was an insurrection, quote unquote, when Black Lives Matter did what they did. So was January 6th an insurrection as well? Did you just make that comparison without realizing you just made that comparison? Because when we talk about an insurrection, they constantly say it wasn't an insurrection. Jesse just did what most conservatives do when I talk to him. I mean, I cut conservatives to piss with this argument. I cut liberals to piss on the other side of the argument too. Because let's just say it got violent at the Capitol, right? And let's just say that the people went there because what they wanted to do was make sure that the election was fair. Let's just say that's true. Then you can't really truly call that an insurrection unless there's some evidence to prove an insurrection. Now, on the Trump end, there is some evidence to prove that it could have possibly been an insurrection because of changing votes. I know the argument liberals make. But the argument he just made, I'm talking to conservatives specifically because I know that's who's watching. The argument he just made is that Black Lives Matter just has an insurrection. Black Lives Matter, when they were rioting, was technically an insurrection. So then, are you comparing that to January 6th? Nah, that's what he's going to say.
Radical who worked in the KKK. Did you feel the same way about them?
I was not. Yeah, I wouldn't say
BLM
no. I was
versus the
not
KKK,
happy
yeah.
with any form of violence against our society, against our institutions, against individuals. Not happy with any of that.
Should they be locked up?
Jesse, everybody has a chance for due process, supposedly.
Yeah.
So, if they were brought in front of a court, if they were found guilty, you can't make these blanket statements, in my opinion, about individuals and what transpired.
But we saw what they did to the country.
But see, you're saying you saw that and that was okay.
Right.
But when you saw something that happened on January 6th, you're saying that was the media sort of manipulating the imagery.
Well, because I wasn't there with that, the January 6th incident, but I was around the Black Lives Matter, people burning and people dying and home vengeance. They were like in Beverly Center. Beverly Hills. And I never thought I would see that in Beverly Hills. And so I thought they should be loaded up, locked up, and put away for life.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Jesse, everybody is due their process. If they were found and they were convicted, yes.
And should they have been?
Jesse, it's up to the courts to decide that. If you have empirical evidence, then and a jury decides or a judge decides. Again, if you are found guilty of a crime, you need to pay the price.
Facts.
But I noticed in America today, when white people commit a crime, they go to jail. But when black people commit crime, they don't go to jail. Why is that?
I don't know. You have to ask the people who run the court system. You're asking me that?
Yeah, have you noticed?
It's not true at all.
Jesse, I'm not running for president like you are. I might start and run.
Wait, you running for president?
Or for governor? How about that?
Would you ever
We
run
can
for
have a
office?
debate.
Would you ever run for office?
Sure, why not?
Nice. And
Nice.
but you haven't noticed that with white people they go to jail, but with blacks they don't.
Really? So there's more white people in jails now than black people?
Yes.
There are.
They let all the blacks out. Look at the crime.
Okay.
You gotta laugh, man.
No, Jesse, I know what you're saying, man.
What's wrong with the blacks?
I don't think you can generalize at all.
God, I love Jesse. Dude, I love this dude, man. He's funny as hell.
What do you mean?
I don't think you can generalize.
How about you?
What's like saying what's wrong with the Jews?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the Hispanics? What's wrong with the whites? What's wrong? They're individuals who are not doing good things. They're individuals who don't take responsibility for themselves, and they're individuals who are somehow troubled people.
But it's the blacks who are crying for DEI and affirmative action. They're blaming the whites and everybody for their problems, and they're angry. And what's wrong with the blacks?
What's wrong? I don't think there's anything wrong with them as a group of people. I think there may be individuals who have real issues.
Really? What do you
like this
think
guy.
about
I
the
do.
attack upon whites in America today?
And he's
Attack
working.
on whites.
Yes.
I do, and to be real, I do think there's an attack. To be honest, I do think I do think it's over exaggerated. A lot of things that happen when it comes to white people as an entirety, and we should talk about this. It's definitely a conversation that we should have. Definitely.
I don't think that's correct. I don't think there should be an attack on any race.
Agreed.
So what do you think about the fact that here's an attack upon white people, especially white men? What do you think about the attack upon the whites?
I agree.
Well, I think unfortunately there's kind of an attack maybe on men in general in the attempt to sort of neutralize us, maybe feminize us to some extent, and I don't think that's correct. I don't think we need to change who we are. We just need to be responsible people. We need to be sympathetic people, and I think we need to go forth in this world and extend love to people and respect.
When you see the attack upon the whites, for example, they brought in the DEI thing, they took out all the qualified white men out of the military, out of the flying thing, airplanes, and
Did they take them out? They really took them out of those positions?
Yeah.
That I wasn't aware of.
Oh, yeah. And they call them racist, and they blame the white man for everything. What do you think about that? Is that right to do?
Well, I don't think I accept your premise. That this happened. I haven't seen the evidence that happened. So,
Brother, you're a smart man. You write books.
I do write books.
You're a CBS executive.
Former
CBS executive. They can't fire you. Already fired.
They never fired me, Jesse.
No.
They didn't fire me.
You're not there.
We had a nice amicable parting of the ways.
Right.
It turned out to be
He was
very
not
good.
fired. I mean, like, he's gone. Retired. Well, so
I'm glad you told your viewers that.
Yeah.
I was not fired.
But
Let me make this clear. I was not fired.
That's right. But you haven't noticed the attack upon white people?
I've told you what I've noticed. The attack on men.
Well, how about whites?
I don't notice that, no.
Really? And why not?
I don't notice that attack.
Oh.
Who's attacking me?
You're not white.
What am I?
I thought you said you were Jewish.
So I'm not white at all. My skin is not
Well, you're
Caucasian.
a white Jew.
Okay, right? Yeah.
But you haven't noticed the attack.
No.
Do you love white people?
Yes.
And you haven't noticed the attack on your loved ones?
No.
What the?
I ain't gonna lie. That was good. He said, what the? No, that was a good one, man. There is a little bit of an attack on white people that we need to discuss. It's a little bit of like people trying to put down whites. I do feel like that. I do feel like we need to discuss it. Like, you know, bad whitey, saying all that kind of stuff like that. We ain't got to do all that. We definitely need to discuss issues that are in this country. But I do think we... what the heck? Hold on, let me see. Okay, there we go. Okay, there does need to be a bit of a discussion. But anyways, peace!